Alright, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So we're just going to dive straight into it here with Akane-Banashi, Chapter 21, Hikaru's Rakugo, with story by Yuki Suwanaga, art by Takamasa Moe, with Rakugo supervision by Keiki Hayashiya, translation by Stephen Paul, and lettering by Sneer Aaron. And we have Hikaru Koguragi with an "Oh wow, I can't believe I'll have the honor of listening to the golden voice of Saruel in person again." It's like, I want to give her more of my money to support her. You have "What's wrong, senpai?" It's like, who was that? It's like, probably Notaku. The next contestant's a voice actor. It's like, a voice actor? Guess this year's Karaku Cup is a real bust, huh? It's like, if people who don't even do Rakugo are making it to the finals. And you see, as soon as she walks on stage, the audience is entranced by her beauty. And then you have Mr. God, what is it? Iken? Mr. God, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't remember. I think his name is Iken. Going, perhaps beauty isn't always desirable. Yeah, one of the guys in the audience going, "Whoa, she's hot." And his girlfriend's getting all pissed. So yeah, these people can't be bothered to take her performance seriously. The audience's attention is a crucial factor in the formula of the hedonist Rakugo guy. That was it, the hedonist. The audience's attention is a crucial factor in the formula of a successful Rakugo performance. This might be a tough hurdle for an amateur. And then she starts off with hold on, sorry. "Wake up, dear, wake up!" And you see the Mr. Hedonist reacting in surprise she skips straight to the dialogue to capture the audience's attention. There were many stage and voice actors in the contest this year, but she was the only one who reached the finals. I see. She's got guts, that's for sure. Especially for choosing this story. And you have Hikaru Kuragi performs. "Oh, Shibahama, come on." It's like, "Aren't you going to the shore? Come on, get up." And you see a flashback to this was what Kane's father, was it Toru, performed for his performance way, way back at the beginning. It's like, "The shore? What? Why would I go there?" And you have Shibahama, and you have Koguma going, "Shibahama is the most famous of the Ninjo-Banashi, the heartwarming tales genre of Rakugo. Her choice is probably just a coincidence. I can't imagine she chose to perform this story just because it's what Shinta Anisan did on the day he was expelled. Still." And he thinks back to on the other day when he's walking out looking all defeated. And Koguma is also looking kind of sad. He's like, "Why did it have to be that one?" It's like, "There's something I want to show you. This right here. Do you recognize it? That's right. There are 50 Ryo in this purse. Don't be silly. You know I didn't scrimp and save this much money on my own, dear. Don't you remember? This is the purse you found at the beach in Shiba 3 years ago." He's like, "What? You said that was a dream." It's like, "I understand that you're angry with me for lying to you, dear. I'll admit, I was happy too when you found that purse full of money. At last, I thought, we can pay off our many debts. But then I thought of what karma would befall you for using money that wasn't yours to begin with. And I imagined what deep, dark places you might fall into, and I just..." You see tears just streaming down her eyes as Kaisei is like, she's very expressive. She fills her voice with emotion. Her depiction of the wife is intentionally fleshed out, which makes her a much richer character and gets the audience invested in her story. If I had to describe it, this more actorly approach to the material makes it theatrical Rakugo, and you have her just doing like a little pose. There's like a brilliant flash of light. You have no wonder she chose a heartwarming Ninjo-Banashi. And that's why I think Rakugo is a tough choice at this point in time. Do you see what I'm saying, Miss Kuragi? It's like, still, I'm going to compete in the Karaku Cup. And this is her manager. Was it Madoka? Going, "But you have Eden's Nova under your belt. Is now really the time to..." And she goes, "Any fame I have is because of the story. No one cares about me or my skill. Mr. Madoka, I want to test my own ability. Is Hikaru Kuragi the actor?" It's like, "I believe in her acting ability. but her current work and popularity are due to her looks. I understand her desire to be respected as an actor by winning the esteem of a major figure in entertainment, but Rakugo is an art form where one person tells the entire story. It's not at all like performing the lines of a single character. She has more than enough work right now. Why go so far? And you see later that night, he's watching her just practicing, fully intent on just sweating. I don't want to say buckets, but sweating a little bit profusely. It's like, what? You said that was a dream. It's like, I understand that you're... It's like, yeah, it's too hard. I ain't able to do this. Her accent's slipping out. It's like, calm down, Hikaru. It's like, I'm a Tokyo woman. I ain't one to blow a fuse. No messes. You're fine. There ain't nothing wrong. It's easy as pie. I'm loads better than this. And you see manager going, but I wasn't seeing who she was. Her true weapon is not her looks or her acting ability. It's the way she throws herself at her goal with reckless abandon, her hustle and grind. And you see her putting up the performance, the final thing, you have the audience be like, rah! And you have, now I can say with all my heart that the winner of this event will be Hikaru Karagi. As Akane is just watching. Alright. Yeah. Wasn't expecting the story to be Shibaha. Like, from the way Kogo was talking about it, I expected it something like to be undercutting Akane's story, but I guess the fact that she's doing something that, is so impactful to him because of the whole expulsion incident, being the thing that led Akane's father to drop out. I guess that's why, he's doing the whole, like, I can't believe she's doing this story. But again, I like how these past few chapters have been kind of emphasizing that, each Rakugo performer has to kind of find their own niche, their own voice, to put in their performance to kind of make themselves stand out. So I like how they're kind of showcasing that by bringing back a classic that we've seen before with someone else can perform and kind of showcasing what his specific style was and kind of using that to contrast to Hikaru's and kind of showcasing how she makes it her own by playing to her own strengths. So I really appreciate that part. With her especially, I feel like, again, we're kind of getting a little bit into the tropey stuff, the character that's from the real place that has a strong accent hides it until they get really emotional. That's when the accent kind of slips out. We're still kind of going through that again, which is kind of it's not bad, but again, it's just kind of I hope this is going to be leading to something. I hope there's more to her in it so far, because again, as a rival, she isn't really feeling as impactful to me. She hasn't really made as much of an impression, so I hope that's going to be kind of rectified once we get past the finals. We kind of get further into it. Again, we're really pretty early on in the story, only 20 chapters, and that's why I'm not being too harsh on her, being too critical of it, but just something I noticed and wanted to point out. I do wonder if her coming to terms, having an accent is going to be the way she evolves in her craft is the contrast between her appearance and the dignified way she carries herself in contrast to kind of the rural, almost hick-like accent she's going to have. So I wonder if that's how she's going to further differentiate herself, and Rakugo is kind of pulling that out as her trump card, so to speak. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Akane's going to follow up with this and what she's going to do. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, so like I mentioned at the beginning, I'm going to try to catch up with this series over the next week. So hopefully by next weekend, I'll be able to get on to doing weekly reaction reviews for Akane. So the plan is to get to 5 chapters today for the series, and then 5 chapters tomorrow, which should get me a good chunk caught up. And then hopefully with the next week, I'll be able to catch up on the rest of it. Thank you all for joining me as always. And as always, if you like my content, please do like, comment, subscribe. Like I mentioned at the beginning, pressing those buttons really does help me with regards to the algorithms saying that promoting my content is worth it. So until next time, this is Ash. I will talk to you all later.